Today we will end the 7 types of meanings. Tomorrow we will do certain more writing exercises from tomorrow for next 2-3 days. So the seventh type of meaning is thematic meaning. This is the final category of meaning, thematic meaning. It is a meaning that is communicated by the way in which the speaker or writer organizes the message in terms of ordering, focus, and emphasis. It is often felt an active sentence has a different meaning from its passive equivalent, although in conceptual content they may be the same. Example: Mrs. Bessie Smith donated the first prize. The first prize was donated by Mrs. Bessie Smith. Sentence 1. Mrs. Bessie Smith donated the first prize. Sentence 2. The first prize was donated by Mrs. Bessie Smith. We can assume that the active sentence answers an implicit question, a question within itself. What did Mrs. Bessie Smith donate? While the passive sentence answers the implicit question, who donates the first prize? That, in other words, the subject or the importance of in the sentence formation, what is supposed to be given importance changes according to where is the placement of the subject, the object, the predicate in the sentence. Therefore, active passive voice also change a little bit thematically that on which you wish to emphasize in the sentence. So through thematic meaning, again, you can assess a writer's psychology or what the writer, the narrator, the poet wishes to emphasize or lay emphasis on. As a reader, you may always choose to notice or give due importance to which thematically the writer places emphasis on. That is your right as a reader. But thematic meaning is the one which is received in a sentence because of someone who has written it, because of the person who has written it and what he or she considers as important. Thematic meaning is the meaning that is communicated by way in which the speaker or writer organizes the message. So the main whole soul derivation of core or the content of the sentence is derived based on what the writer or the author or the poet intended for you to study or intended for you to notice as important. And so that is why active passive voice is taught to you, so that you understand how within the same sentence two different things can be given importance. An example: Mrs. Bessie Smith donated the first prize. The first prize was donated by Mrs. Bessie Smith. In the first sentence, Mrs. Bessie Smith is important. In the second sentence, the first prize is what is important. So, because the implicit question, implicit embedded within the sentence is a question, and the answer to that question is the main core of the sentence. So, because of active voice, passive voice, the implicit question that you ask in the same sentence holding the same content begins to differ. So, Mrs. Bessie Smith donated the prize. The implicit question is, what did Mrs. Bessie Smith donate? So, she's the subject, she's the important person. The next passive voice, the first prize was donated by Mrs. Bessie Smith. So the second question is, the first prize was donated by Mrs. Bessie Smith. What did Mrs. Bessie Smith donate? The implicit thing is the importance is given to what exactly it is that she donated. So it was the first prize. So suddenly that becomes the subject or the core of the sentence, even though both the sentences, the content is the same. But it's the writers giving prerogative to certain other aspects of a sentence that can change thematically the meaning of this. Once again, thematic meaning refers to what is communicated by the way in which a speaker or a writer organizes the message in terms of ordering focus and emphasis. Two important things, focus and emphasis. Thus, active is different from passive, though its conceptual meaning is the same. The ways we order our message also conveys what is important and what is not, but to us. And this is basically thematic meaning. Whenever you will Google all of these different kinds of meanings, go to images, and there you will find small presentations on thematic meaning in linguistics, thematic meaning in semantics. Read them up, prepare for your papers. So we did what do you mean by the word, then we did the first one, conceptual meaning, connotative meaning, stylistic meaning, effective meaning, reflected meaning, collocative meaning, and the last one, thematic meaning. So meanings, types of meanings, what are their importances, everything and all is over. Let's do a little bit of, let me just revise a little bit of synonyms and homonyms with you. Synonyms, similar worded. Homonyms, antonyms are oppositional worded. Homonyms, homophones, and these words are read up, similar sound, different spelling, different meaning, same spelling, different meaning. All of these are supposed to be, they come under the bracket of homonyms. They are important portions of for your examinations. Read up, make that entire list of synonyms, antonyms. If I can find, I will send you YouTube links also for the same. And from tomorrow we will do certain examples of, say, comprehension, essay writing. I'll give you some sample questions and you sit and you practice.